I appreciate all the efforts of those working to fix our broken immigration system, especially since I'm one of them. What we're dealing with is a president who has ignored the people, has ignored the Constitution, and even his own past statements. In fact, on at least 22 occasions, he said he did not have the authority to do what he has done.
Oh, you better believe we're going to talk about that in just a couple of moments. Also, Congressman Paul Ryan is officially out of the running. The remaining potential presidential contenders, they can focus a bit more then on those who actually are remaining. But with Mitt Romney's recent announcement to donors that he's eyeing another bid, one can't help but wonder if a repeat of 2012 is in the works. Romney-Ryan? And for that matter, how to defeat what is already a Republican electorate thinking to itself, is this the best we can do against the Democrats? Welcome back to MidPoint. Veteran political analyst, co-author of the book Power Grab, Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation. Pleasure to welcome Dick Morris back to the show. Good to see you again, Dick.
Well, I think John Boehner read my book.
Well,
That's
somebody
what
must
Power
have.
Grab is about.
Well, here's what it all is. This is John Boehner now on the floor today, actually seeming to get his spine back after a very long and protracted hiding, if you will, during the fall. He came out, took the president to task, said it's a no-compromise position on blocking the immigration plan.
Yeah, I think that's great, and I think that it's about time. I don't think that Obama understands, or I don't think Obama cares. I think Obama is in a I don't give a damn stage. But I do believe that the Democrats don't understand that immigration is the income inequality issue. The lower income, blue-collar, formerly Democrat, now turned Republican worker, believes that immigration is holding down his wages and stopping him from getting decent jobs. And that's a classical position of labor, and it's a position that they hold now, and the president is flying directly into the face of it.
Well, it's nice to see John Boehner actually coming out and taking this kind of a stand. Of course, he's got a lot of people behind him, might even have some Democrats behind him, but we know that war is going to come to a head sooner or later. So, Dick, from what you can put together here, what's going to be the nexus of that war now when it finally comes down to going to the president, and here it is, sign it? What do we do?
Well, it depends on how the Democrats in the Senate decide to play it. They can't get it to the president without 6 Democratic votes.
Right.
And the strategy of picking them off one at a time kind of won't work, because all the ones you could pick off are now out of office. We defeated them, Mark Pryor and you know the others. But I think that the Democrats may have to negotiate, because the executive order is so unpopular with the American people that they may have to negotiate.
Negotiating out of weakness now.
Weakness, and Obama would be part of that. One very important statistic that the politicians need to learn is there is a new fault line in the Latino community between those who were born here and those who were not. Among those who were born here, who are Latino, who are 50% of the Latino population, but 75% of the vote, there is only 50-50 on the amnesty order. Among those who are born abroad, it's 4-to-1 support. But in a sense, the Latino community is dominated, like the black community is dominated by Sharpton, by militants and extremists who are focused largely on the interests of those who were born abroad, not on those who were born here. And I think that the Democratic Party really is suicidal if they're going to make a stand over this amnesty order.
Let's go ahead and talk about some of the votes that you now mention here, because I mentioned a couple of names, Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney. Let's take Paul Ryan first. Says absolutely, positively, he will not run. Had a great beard on. I think it was the beard maybe that sent the message that said, I'm not serious. But do you see any way possible that we could see the Ryan-Romney ticket return?
Well, I sat in a coffee shop with Paul Ryan once in Wisconsin when he went through the same song and dance. There's no way I'm running. My family, my kids are young.
You're not buying it, are you?
Yeah, I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
What would pull him back in, though?
Somebody dangling the vice presidency in his face.
That easy. And do you think Mitt Romney is a guy who would dangle it again?
No. No.
Why not?
Because enough's enough. I mean, I think that he would have to do something new for VP. I think the Republicans pretty well have to offer that to a woman. I think with Hillary, if she's the Democratic candidate, they pretty well have to put a woman on the ticket.
Who would the woman be?
And it might be Nikki Haley.
Does she have enough national name, though, to push that ticket forward?
You get it. Ryan didn't have a national name.
Okay. Yeah. But then let's go to Romney now. Honestly, this is Mitt Romney 3.0. I read an article the other day that talked about it was an entrepreneur who was at a meeting where he said, look, Mitt Romney's a nice guy, but he's a nerd. Yeah. He's a little bit too much of a nerd. I got to be honest with you. I don't see many people my age, younger than me, the 20s and 30-somethings even, who are a lot younger than me, who would actually vote for a Mitt Romney knowing that he has failed twice. So what makes anybody think he could defeat the Democrats?
Well, first let me start within the Republican Party, because that's the first step. The Republican Party loves losers. It loves losers. Nixon lost in 60, and they nominated him in 68. Reagan lost to Ford in 76, and they nominated him in 80. Bush lost to Reagan in 80, and he was the candidate in 88.
One-time losers, though, not two-time.
Well, Dole, two-time loser,
okay,
lost in 92 and then ran in 96. McCain lost in 2000 and was the nominee in 04. Romney lost in 04 and was the nominee in 08. The Republican Party is basically a legitimist institution, much like the Tory party in Britain, a monarchic institution. They like dynasties, they like legitimacy, they like people who've been there before and have been tested. And Romney and Bush have an advantage because of that. Now, Bush also has a disadvantage, which is that he can't use against Hillary any of the best issues. How's he going to accuse her of running on her family name? How's Bush going to accuse Hillary of being out of date, with the Bush family? How's Bush going to hit Hillary over Wall Street ties? And in a sense, Bush and Hillary are codependent in that sense.
All right.
And I think Bush will be attacked a lot on immigration and Common Core. And if he gets beaten up enough on those issues, then Romney can come in as the Bush that's good on immigration.
15 seconds in. Chris Christie, any chance at all in your estimation?
None, zero, zip, zilch.
No matter what he does, he simply can't overcome.
Way too New Jersey, way too responsible for Obama's election in 2015, and way too Chris Christie. He regards anything west of the Hudson River with suspicion and anything west of the Mississippi with derision.
And Eagles fans don't like him either. There's part of it. Let's remind everybody about Dick Morris's book, Power Grab, which is still available. And as he noted, maybe John Boehner was reading a little bit of when he went on the House floor today and decided to go after the president. You can get it and also read it and learn a little bit about what's going on. Break, and we're back with the public side of Homeland Security and maybe some overly simple ideas on how every person now becomes part of the terrorism deterrent.